Hello, everybody. It's MicheleMarieDalene, and today we're going to talk about a couple things. Some technical, some not. Okay. First, the not. And I'm going to say this because I'm right now, I'm a little bit unsure what's going to happen. I contacted the Barclay Fund, and they said that, yes, they will probably know by next week if, notice I said if, so they did tell me this up front, if they're going to pay bills that I actually need help with. Now, of course, that's subject to available funds and other things. So there is possibility. Let me just take this thing out from here. There's possible that if they don't pay the bills, I am thoroughly screwed. Okay, because I got a home phone to pay, I got home internet to pay. And, oh yeah, I got T-Mobile to pay. I'll talk about that in a second. That would be under the technical department. And of course, I'm hoping very much that it's going to work out with me and Dory, but you know what, there's always a possibility it may not work out. We need Dory. I hope it does, but you know, that's life, right? What can you do? Now, so obviously, if I'm not approved for the funds, I'm screwed. Period. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. It's just the way it is. No assistance, I'm screwed. Okay. Now, we've got some technical topics today as well, and with the money that I was able to reallocate, I purchased 3 of these. I had one of these cables already laying around here somewhere. I don't know where the hell it went. Okay, what is this? Well, this here is a DVI. I bought 3 of these. This is a DVI I, which means it does analog and digital. Okay, it's set right now for digital, or analog. Okay, and it makes a standard BCA connector on the other side. That's pretty almost pretty boring. And I bought this in place of the traditional way I've always done it, because which is to use this a little converter that plugs into the end of a standard VGA cable, because of the fact that these connectors, unfortunately, these screws, because of the way it's implemented, does not go straight through to the back, and these connectors have had snap off on the end of these converters. That's the only one I have left, and I don't want to have to keep depending on this to keep my video monitor working, because that's just asinine. The DVI port on my computer supports both analog and digital, so it can also directly go from a DVI or DVI-D single link or dual link to an HDMI cable. It's just not this, okay? And the advantage is that some of the newer monitors that only do HDMI can work on my Mac. Great. Okay, that's not me. I don't have that problem right now. But right now the problem, like I said, is right now I'm kind of beside myself, because I'm like, okay, what am I going to do if this situation with the Berkeley Fund doesn't work out? I'm going to have to, like I said, I'm going to have to backpedal and figure out how I'm going to pay these companies that I asked for assistance with. And what's kind of strange with the Barclay Fund is you submit your bills and it can take up to 3 months for approval and payment to be sent. I'm sorry, but I'm going to say this straight out. If you really are in deep guacamole and you have needed help immediately for your bills for whatever reason, waiting 3 months for paperwork to be processed is suicide. You can't do anything like that. So then you're sitting there and you're chomping on your fingers and you go, gee, that means that my internet bill, if it doesn't get approved in time, I'm going to have to pay $108 for my home internet. If my home phone bill isn't approved in time, it's going to have to pay about $210 because of 2 months in arrears for my phone bill, for my home. That is got to be the most frustrating thing of all times. Folks, when you're on a fixed income and you are really, really, really hard out, struggling to pay bills, you don't need a promissory note that isn't guaranteed it's going to get paid. You're so fucking stuck, you can't even afford to take a good shit for yourself. Never mind holding out, waiting for somebody to go ahead and give you a promissory note to solve your problems. Okay? It isn't gonna happen. Okay? I got the one on the Barclay Fund because I had to get my cancer eye drops this month. And thanks to what was supposed to be happening, and it hasn't been denied yet, it hasn't been officially approved either, I was able to buy a box of cancer eye drops ahead of time for this month, so I can finally begin the process of trying to recover my right eye. Now, let's get this clear. I am extremely, extremely concerned because everything I'm doing, I'm getting fucked over by policies and arrangements and bills that I can't change. It just isn't going to happen. And so I'm trying to find ways to lower my expenses. And that is related to the next topic, which is the T-Mobile plan. Now, I'm not saying that T-Mobile is going to solve my problems. Okay, it's probably going to help a bit. But the sad truth is, and T-Mobile says this in small print, please do not use this as your primary internet connection. Okay, that sounds reasonable. I mean, it's a shared internet connection between you and every other T-Mobile customer in your area. Okay? But the sad truth is, and we've discussed this before, and we have kicked this around the tires, and we have even removed the hubcaps a few times, and found ourselves looking at the sad truth. These videos take a lot of data to upload. They're not small. This video, this camera here, uploads video at full definition of 57 megabits per second in standard TV resolution going into the video converter, into my FireWire, into my computer. And that's how big the video is. 57 megabits per second, uncompressed. Okay? Now, at 57 megabits per second uncompressed, and an hour-long video, usually I compress it down to about 800 megabytes. Which with Frontier takes me 3 to 4 hours to upload a video like this. And it takes me too damn long. The same video on T-Mobile one takes 12 minutes. So, I mean, pick your poison. Do you want your video to be uploaded in 12 minutes so it's fresh? Or do you want to have to wait 3 hours and then by the time it gets out, it's old news? I guess it depends on what kind of news you're talking about. One of the things is that, yes, I can upload my videos. Yes, it does not go against my binge on. But it is not immune to something called deprioritization, which is what T-Mobile obviously figured out that obviously there are people who are going to be data hogs. They're going to suck the living daylights out of your network. And those people, the data hogs, are going to be running their digital vacuum cleaner on your network, and they're going to suck it dry. Watching Netflix and Hulu and Sling TV and whatever else. This kind of makes it kind of hard. I, this month, did not only not pay my home phone or my internet, which I did not pay yet, but I did use the money that I was going to have paid to those guys to increase the payments to my credit cards and to my PayPal. So therefore, I haven't exactly been using the money to buy fun stuff. I bought the KNCI drops and about 3 of these cables because I need these cables, like $12 for these 3 cables. Okay? And that was reasonable. The money I put into the $60 I put into PayPal credit is still sitting there. Because I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do with it. I decided, well, maybe I should just let it sit. Because maybe next month the bill will lower on my principal. Will lower the principal. Nice. So that's a great thing. Now, this T-Mobile thing right now is kind of in the evaluation stage. Now, let's explain that, what that means. I'm kicking the tires, like I said. I've removed the hubcaps. I'm looking at the inner workings. I'm doing my best to determine how feasible is this T-Mobile plan binge on data stash is. And right now, it seems to work good. But I might have to change my plan again, because I decided to activate my cell phone with 2 gigabytes of data, and that also, of course, I don't tether, okay, but that doesn't go against my data stash. That's the binge on. I don't have data stash on it. It doesn't go against binge on. So when I upload a video by live streaming from my phone, that doesn't go against my data stream because I'm going to YouTube, and I'm uploading in standard definition and not high def, okay? Which was the requirement originally with binge on, okay? For downloading, it never said anything about uploading. It does work, so it does work. Works very well. My mobile hotspot has 6 gigabytes of data with binge on and data stash. So obviously, if I wanted to sit there and watch Hulu and Netflix once in a while, let's say, for example, Frontier internet goes down because of bad weather or whatever like that, it's very possible. We're having some of the worst fucking heat I can remember in a long time. I'm in a 3rd floor flat. It's hot up here. I got air conditioning running. I got fans going. I have all this stuff going. It is costing me a doggone fortune to run these air conditioners. The only time it was cool enough to do a video in this room without risking heat stroke is right now. It's almost 11 o'clock at night. By the time I get the video put together and start uploading on Frontier, it won't be out there on YouTube until tomorrow morning. Now, the whole situation just frustrates me because it's like I'm trying to do better for myself. I'm trying. I miss the old days when I was a kid. I'm gonna be honest. I miss those days. I miss living with mom and dad. I do. But I can't go back to mom and dad because my dad's dead. My mom can't stand me, and she wishes I was dead too. I don't wish her the same. But the sad truth is she is getting up there in years, and it's more than likely it's going to happen. And I realize I can't live like a kid anymore, because I'm not a kid. I'm an adult. I'm 48 years old. I'm not going to be getting younger. And I missed even last year was a good old day. I had a lot going. I had a satellite bill. I was watching TV. Especially the year before. I mean, we can talk about up into March, because I suspended service in March of the year before. Okay? I had every conceivable thing you could imagine. Okay? And I was relatively happy. I had everything like no problem. We had live fresh internet. We had live fresh news. I could get on air and talk to you about current events because I had live access to all that new stuff. Now I have to depend on the news wires to hope to God that they're not leaving out itsy bitsy details. I have to depend on these people. From Alex Jones to RT.com to FoxNews.com to the BBC to the everybody else to give me the information to work with. Oh yes, Adapt 2030 and things like that. All that stuff is adding up in frustration. Now I have to admit, I love serving you guys. I really do. I love serving you guys. And you know what? I'm looking at the screen on my computer. I think I made the screen a little too dark. Oops. Well, that's okay. I can always brighten it up if I have to. I don't think so. It looks pretty close to right. We even have the computer in here. It's in the multimedia room, so I can kind of see my face on the monitor next to me, and I can see where I look like. And my hair in this light, the way the camera sits right now, makes my hair look great. It's not great, okay? I'm sorry, but I cannot afford to put any more lights on in here to fill my picture so it's nice and flat. You guys don't like flat pictures anyway. I know you like quality, but you want substance too. You don't like just garbage, and I don't blame you. So, I'm really looking forward to having Dory's help. But Dory is kind of torn right now because of the fact that she's got her own issues and she doesn't quite know how to balance her needs versus her children's needs versus my requested needs. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't want to have to depend on other people to help me out when I'm in a jam. That really bothers me. Sorry, it's that Republican in me. You can't always depend on other people to solve your needs. Once in a while, yes, once in a while I can always ask her occasionally and say, hey, can I borrow a tenner? Can I borrow a $5? But that's pretty rare. I don't usually ask for help. I usually am one who gives out the help and usually don't even expect anything in return. But that's not the way it's working this time. By the way, the lady and I with the cat situation has been temporarily dealt with. What I mean by that is well, because of actions beyond or of her own being. I told you about karma. She was on probation for substance abuse. She failed her P-test. She's going back to jail. Oh, and she's going to have to pay $390 to get 3 cats their shots. See, not saying I wish anybody ill will, but the sad truth is one, because of the situation, when she contacted the police, she didn't realize that she brought heat on herself because they actually investigated her. They already were. Okay? And now she is suffering because of her action. instead of talk to me privately and calmly and say, look, Michelle, we got to figure a way to keep your cat out of my house. I agree with that. In fact, they have managed to cover up the hole in the wall so the cat can't get in. That's great. Rusty's been spending more time here than and outside. Obviously, it's cooler out there. He's not going to sit in here and bake. I don't blame him. It is hot in here. I told you long ago, I hate summer. I'm not kidding. I hate this season. I hate it with a passion. It's hot. I haven't seen any bugs yet, but that doesn't mean I won't see bugs because it's humid. The house has mosquitoes. Oh, humidity. They just go crazy for it. And then, of course, the cockroaches will eventually come in here again. They always do. Because there are other buildings in the neighborhood, and they live in other places, and they go where it's warm and moist, and guess what? My apartment is warm and it's moist. Despite the fact that I'm running all this gosh-forsaken argument equipment trying to keep the heat out of here. And I can't remove it fast enough because my electrical bill doesn't remove it at the rate I have to remove it. Would cost me hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a year just to keep the air conditioning running in the summertime. 24/7, 365 days a year. I can't afford to do that. And so I'm, just getting more and more exasperated. And you guys don't usually hear me rant and rave, but sometimes I have to. It's just like sometimes when you can't help it, that you got a case of, your stomach's not right, and the next thing you know it, you gotta get to the bathroom right away because you got a case of explosive diarrhea ready to blow out of your butt, right? You got to go to the bathroom. Ideally, you want to go there before it becomes a crisis, but if it becomes a crisis, someone's gonna end up with soil underwear. That's just a fact. So I'm trying to deal with all of these matters every day. And I don't have anybody I can call in the long term and say, hi, can I borrow a $5 or a $10? And don't expect me to always get a yes. I'm not a teenager anymore, As a kid, I was very good at negotiating things, and I'm still good at it, but of course, when you become an adult, the world changes. It's not the same as when you're 15, when you're 18. When you're 18, you can get away with a lot, but when you get to be 48 years old, not so much. 30 years gain in your age, and the whole world changes. And of course, right now, economically, the whole world is very different than it was when I was 18. Come on. 1986, the world was doing good. We were still dealing with Reaganomics, Everybody was doing good. Money was flowing, The job market was booming. The military apparatus was running good and smooth. I know the military can't even keep planes running because they have to go to the friggin' boneyards to get pieces of old planes to fix planes that they already have that don't work because they're falling apart. And they're waiting for these F-35s and they can't get them. So they're trying to restore and review old ancient aircraft. And that's pretty sad. I mean, really. This is like Donald Trump said. But you know what? I'm going to tell you a secret why that happened. You know it well. I did. It was called a sequester. Because at the time the sequester happened, nobody could come up with a balanced budget. And so the whole business of the sequester was, these are unconditional cuts that are going to be made across the board, everywhere. And that meant that the military, which is very expensive, mind you, is spreading on basically taking parts out of old planes and planes that are sitting as static displays in museums. That's sad, but that's true. That's the way it is. And I have to tell you that if Hillary Clinton, right now, the number of red states to blue states, is she has a lead right now because she's got a lot of blue state delegates or electoral college people might go for Hillary Clinton. Donald Trump is at 191, and she's like at 223, I think. And there's like 10 states that are up for grabs that are undecided where they might go for. They might go Republican, they might go Democrat. And then you also get states that are leaning one way or the other towards the Democrat or toward the Republican. We need to focus on getting Donald Trump in office. I'll leave the James Comey situation alone, but I will talk about that real brief though. In short of actually demanding that the Department of Justice indict her, he said she was basically guilty. But he doesn't think the prosecution would be able to make a case out of it. I don't think so. I think they will. Because right now the Department of State has decided to, what was originally said, that once, the Federal Bureau of Investigation case is ongoing, they would suspend their investigation. Well, now that the Department of Federal Bureau of Investigation case is done, now they're reopening up their case again against Hillary Clinton at the State Department. That's just going to be a really big deal. There's a lot of very angry Americans, Republicans, and Democrats alike, wondering why she is allowed to get away with the things that she did. I heard some of the speech this morning. I was at the soup kitchen, thanks to Ben John. I had a chance to hear what was going on. She is so screwed right now. I mean, it's hilarious. Okay? And so, yet, why does the Democratic National Committee Chairwoman continue to back this bitch in the first place? I don't know why. She's a dishonest star of a bitch. She's not honest. She's not a good person. She's a bad person. She's evil. Evil. Okay? She's not doing things for Americans. I said that before many times over and over again. Okay? But still, she gets in office. Our whole world is forever irreparably fucked. Okay? I don't even need to go any more than that. You already said that before. I'm going to still stick by my clean. Now, as far as my life goes, my life could be pretty well fucked too. Because the fact is I'm depending on people to help me bail me out, which may decide not to. And the people I have asked for help, which is my uses for donation, you guys haven't donated nothing. Nothing! In the last year. Because really use your help. I keep telling you that. This is getting expensive. By the way, the temperature, I'll bring this up. We're not going to have very many cool days this week. We're going to have some cooler weekends, but just one Saturday and Sunday. And after that, it's going to be more of the same, and potentially next week temperatures as high as 34 degrees. I can't handle even 30. How in the hell can I handle 35 or 34, 35 degrees? I can't. I mean, I'm already sweating my ass off. And I got the air conditioner in the bedroom blowing at me. I had to turn the fan in the bedroom blowing at me. I had to turn the fan off the window over here because it was causing interference with the microphone. And I would have to seriously edit out a lot of the sound to so you could hear me. And that's very hard to deal with because of that reason. Now, thank goodness, thanks to modern electronics, I could possibly remove some of the background noise. But that doesn't always work either. And because every time you run, depending on what frequency the noise is at, you might end up cutting up my voice too, and then everything just sounds terrible. So yeah, definitely. This is a cardioid microphone, and the sound of the fan is blowing at the backside of the microphone at a distance. But it's the same microphone. It's the same microphone that Donald Trump uses. Exact same microphone. SM57, except he has a windscreen on his. I don't have the windscreen. So obviously I gotta make sure not to talk too close, or you're gonna get all kinds of pops, or be outside with the wind, because then you get the wind blowing through the microphone, and that's distracting. That's the reason that I really have to tell you, I'm just fed up. I want to get one of those lapel microphones, the SM11, okay? A clip right here to my top, and then I would be able to run the cord through to the mixer. That way, I'll help at least with some background noise. Now, the $700 for the renter's rebate, which is guaranteed. I'm going to be getting that in October. That's October. It's not this month. I am going to be using some of that money to buy clothes. The mixer, the stereo thing, that's kind of a luxury. I can probably put that aside because I really need clothes and things like that. So I think we're going to focus on the clothes first and bring up the other bills. But the thing I'm trying to say is, it's just crazy that I have to go through all this hoops. And Donald Trump is going to be bringing back jobs to America. But it doesn't mean it's going to happen this month or in January, February. It might take a year to get more of the industries to change their ways. And so the first year is going to be a challenge for him to get used to dealing with Congress and all that, and renegotiate trade deals and everything. It's just going to take a long time. It's not going to happen overnight. And so a lot of us are just wishing to God that somebody would that some good would come out of this. See, also something that Governor Paul LePage in Maine is probably be excited to hear, although it has not been approved yet. And this was originally created on February 16th as a proposal. It never happened yet. It never been passed by the Department of Agriculture, saying is that convenience stores will be required to provide more raw fruits, vegetables, and of the basic food groups, and have more of these fresh products on hand. Well, the 7-Eleven, the Cumberland Farms in my area across the street is not much bigger. Really, it isn't. It's not much bigger than my apartment. Okay? It's about a 24-foot by 24-foot store. I can tell you that from personal experience, because I measured it. I know exactly how big it is. Yeah, it's not much bigger than my apartment. So you have to realize, now they got all these walk-ins. Then they got two sets of walk-ins in the wall. One's freezer, one's refrigerated. And then they have a small little place where they keep the cold sandwiches and things like that. That's in the center on like a little island. And then there's all the rows of products on shelves that you can buy. And they would have to seriously reorganize that place to cover more of the original proposed Department of Agricultural procedures. And the problem is, and a lot of people have said this, both the grocery store or the convenience store chains and the small grocery stores, and even several Republicans and Democrats have said to the Department of Agriculture, so many stores are located in areas of the town that is a major hub. That's my terms, not theirs. A major hub for people to get groceries. And those people, if those stores are no longer eligible to serve SNAP clients, they're going to lose a major source of the profit and their income, okay? Number two, the people who depend on those stores to go grocery shopping are going to be totally out of luck, including me. I do know that there are some things that I would like to see Cumberland Farms carry more of, but unless they seriously make the store bigger, it's not happening. Okay? To make it happen, Cumberland Farms would have to be twice the size. Okay? In other words, they'd have to annex the old Wendy's / Salvation Army to that store, which is right next door to it. And that's going to cost building costs, and contractual costs, and architectural costs, and everything else. Electricians, plumbers, just to make the Cumberland Farms big enough so that it could satisfy the needs of the Department of Agriculture. At least Quincy Cumberland Farms has the option to do that. Most of these little convenience stores, especially in rented spaces, do not have that. I've seen both kinds of situations, and those stores are struggling to find ways to meet everybody's requirements. So something is gonna go wrong. Something is gonna break somewhere. And it's a sad shame. But you know what? It happens. Now, this month coming up, I did not reactivate my Netflix. I did not reactivate my Hulu. I did not reactivate anything. Okay? I already explained that why, and I'm not going to have to rehash that. But still, right now, my whole life is up in the air, and I don't know where I'm going to go now. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to keep doing the videos that I'm doing now and getting up in such a timely manner. It's bad enough that I fell behind on the DVD uploads for the cable channel video product. Again, the same issue as last year. It's too friggin' hot to get a video, sit in here and do a half-hour video, 2 videos a week to get to cable 13. I want to, but I'm broil and sweat if I had to do that. If I had to sit in here doing all those videos, sometimes I just don't have enough to talk about. What are you supposed to do when you don't have enough material to talk about? Well, like I told Nicole, sometimes you need to back away a little bit. But I do have an obligation to the cable 13 people, so I'm kind of stuck. I don't really have that option to say to them, oh, I'm sorry, but you know what? I can't do it right now. I can't do it right now because if I do it right now, I'd fucking sweat to death. It's too hot in here. But, you know, I'm going to try to do something about that. It's just that I feel really like I missed the good old days. I'm sorry if that sounds like an old song or something. I miss the good old days. I miss when my world was so much different. And I miss the days when I seemed to have had it together and I was doing great and I had a steady income coming in and I could work and then invest in new equipment and new resources to make this videos better. I so much want to do that so bad and I can't. And it's like enough to make me want to scream because I know it's not fair. But it's not fair to anybody either because it's a secret. Even all of the poor are saying the same thing. It's not fair that only 1% of the world has the most amount of income. Take Hillary Clinton from it. This woman makes $1 million a speech. She goes out there and she fucking talks. And just open up her fucking trap, she makes $1 million. I talk for free. You don't have to pay me. I mean, if he did, I'm just saying it would be great, but it's not what happens. And my point is, and then she has his Hillary, the Clinton Foundation, and they got this money coming in from ISIS, of all people. And all these George Soros, and they're making this godforsaken fortune, and I can't even get you in the bank, put $1 in the tip jar. And then you wonder why the quality isn't in there when the name goes on. It's not the way I want to do it. But I can't help that. I like being on video. I like being able to present, unboxings and demos to you. I like doing that stuff. I enjoy it. But you can't get blood out of a stone, especially when you got to pay everybody else off. I don't even know how some of the other YouTubers are doing it and making a small portion. I don't know exactly what the percentage is. A small portion makes it like, a nice take-home pay in a week. They could go, or a month, they could go home and make a couple $1,000 a month. I'm doing videos on YouTube. And you can tell that they're doing good because they got the money to spend on new equipment and promotion and production and everything, and I don't even have that. And it's just, it's hurting. It's just emotionally saddening. I can't do any more than I'm doing, and I want so much to go further, and I can't. So, as far as next month goes, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't even know what's going to happen this week. I don't even know if my cats can stay inside on Thursday morning so I can get him his damn shot. I hope so, but it's going to be so hot and it's so heated that I have to worry about him getting heat stroke. I'm not going to lie. This is the kind of thing that makes me just want to scream, Calgon, take me away, please. I can't cope with all the stuff that's going on in my world. Now, it doesn't mean I don't love doing what I'm doing. I love it. I love being there for you. But I'm going to have to try to figure out a way to do the equivalent of what the military is doing, which is just trying to do with what I got. I can't do any more than that. So, are we going to keep the T-Mobile? I don't know. Originally, as I said, we're evaluating it right now. It's not like I'm going to go ahead and sign on the dotted line forever and say, we're committed to this for X number of years. I can't say that. I told T-Mobile that up front. I want a postpaid plan so I do not have to worry about running out of data because I forgot to put in a $35 refill this month. What a tragedy. It's sad that I have to do that. And I don't know what else to do. So I'm always willing to listen to your suggestions, and I have always had. The hailing frequencies are open, Captain. Please, reach me. Talk to me. If you have a suggestion, let's hear it. Even these cushions on this couch needs to be rebolstered. First of all, I wanted to just say thank you very much for watching me as I just kind of had to do the equivalent of just get some things off my chest. And I'm sorry if it'll hurt if I upset you. I don't mean to upset my audience. But you know what? I'm just like anybody else. I'm hurting emotionally. And I am so beside myself right now. Because I just don't know what to do. It doesn't mean that I don't care if it upsets you. I do care. But I get just as annoyed and upset as everybody else does. And I so much want to continue to improve everything. But right now the world is so uncertain that nobody knows what's going to happen. I don't know. You don't know, right? So, alright guys, look, I'm going to get ready to wrap this up for now, but thank you very much for watching this, and again, comment section below here, you can leave comments, and we'll discuss this, and of course, please do consider making a donation. It really would help. Really. Right now, as it is, we need about $200 US before the end of July. Really. If you can give me, if each one of you donated $1 minimum, and it wouldn't be even $200, but it would still make a big difference, I'll tell you that. It would make a big difference because it means I would be able to start buying the new things to demonstrate things and you know, maybe get new equipment and a new backdrop and everything else. Because right now it's just getting harder and harder to do anything financially. But still, I guess that's all I can say. Just, you know, keep me in your prayers, and always do that. I always can use your help in that area. You know, please pray to your God or Goddess, whoever you pray to, that, you know, that MicheleMarieDalene can get the assistance that she needs to get ahead. And that's all I can ask. Unless you want to make a donation, the information is at the end of this video. Always is. Alright, so for now I'm going to let you go. Have a nice day, guys. Bye-bye.